Good afternoon, everybody. It's 4 o'clock. The sun has literally just come out just as I pressed go live. Might need to do this just for a moment. I'm sure cloud will come over any second. How nice though. Right, this is the 4 p.m. sway and stretch routine, or the hybrid sway and stretch and sway, or sway and stretch. Get your teeth in, say it, don't spray it. But this is our final movement snack for today. Today is Sunday the 22nd of August 2021. And like I say, this is our final movement snack for today, but crowbarring may continue on for you depending on what you're up to. Not managed to get changed yet. I have been busy. Vivian Dickinson, good afternoon. Well, I'm going to talk produce in a moment, but I shall just let a few of our movement snack inmates, I was going to call them then, our movement snack inmates, we'll let them join us. And then, oh yeah, Dave's just texted me, just arrived, his signal is appalling. By the way, Kels, can you do the 4 p.m? I kind of clocked that, Dave, and I thought I might jump on. Dave should be here, but you've got me. I'm afraid you're going to have a bit of a Kelsey overdose for the next 4 days from here as well. You're certainly not late for this one, Vivian. You are the only one here. There's just me and you. And Paul, of course. Finding those movement snack moves on noon quite good and beneficial, you said earlier. So good stuff, that. Yeah, so just as we start getting a few more movement snackers in, I will tell you what I've been up to in the 4 hours between 12 noon and now. And it is but turned into an instant. This was instantaneous. I seem to have pressed the live button and the sun just bursts through the clouds. How's that? Right, of course, as usual, it's a rarity, isn't it, that I have a additional timepiece to see whether it really is 4 o'clock or not, and whether I'm just taking a wild guess. So feel free to give me a nudge when it's actually 4 p.m. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's been rather busy in the kitchen today, this afternoon. I have been filling out the 4 hours between noon and now with a bit of produce cooking. We'll just say it's a courgette meze, courgette and bread soup. A bit of an Italian feel to it. I've fried what feels like about 25 pans of courgettes. Going to freeze them. What else have we got? We've got a courgette, apple and herbs kind of mix for tea. Courgette cake I made the other day. So yeah, we're dining out on courgettes probably till about Christmas at this rate. Needless to say, the courgettes have done rather too well for us, and some of them are looking like marrows. So that's what I've been up to. Any more shares on any other produce update, garden updates, anything like that? We're always a bit nosy and intrigued as to what's going on with other people, aren't we? Right, we've got Margaret Woods just joined us and saying hello to you Sunday swasters. Like it. Carol Kent's just joined us as well. How did you get on, Carol, with your footy training? Because you can, I did explain, didn't I? You can do walking football now, but you could do it if you wanted. Walking football indoors so no one can see you, without a football, but with an imaginary football. And there you go, football training. Nice afternoon in Bolton. And you've collected some beans and some tomatoes, bit of weeding. Ah, lovely. Sounds great. There's nothing better than getting it out the garden. Gillian with a G is just in as well. you've had a tidy up. Oh, it's been raining there. Literally, Gillian, as I pressed start to come onto the live, Dave texted me and said, Kelsey, can you do me live? I'd already taken it that I'd do it. And the sun burst through the clouds. There we go. Right, is it time? I've got a feeling we might be about there with our 5-minute preamble. So I might just call it. Not many of us in on the live, but I know there'll be plenty in on catch-a-uppering. Right. We've got our hybrid sway and stretch routine. A few different arm movements and sways, floaty stuff, linking into our stretches before we eventually hold them. Thanks, Vivian. Here we are. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It's 4 p.m. The dog is chiming for 4 p.m. It is Sunday, the 22nd of August 2021, and you're with me, Kelsey Leverton, from Later Life Training. Couple of things then, as we always say, just have a check and be happy, contented with the area that you're working within. Hang on, let me get ready. With the chair that you may use at some point throughout the movement snack, a firm dining chair tends to fit the bill nicely. Sitting up tall from the back of your chair, you can take a few hip walks forwards if you like. We tend to move that little bit better in a forwards position from the chair. And if you've got arms on the chair, then your arms will be out the way of its arms. Sitting up tall. In standing, you might have 1 or 2 options for external support. I've got the wall here. I can have both hands on, but only if I turn away. And you might have something either side of you as well. Wherever you are, wherever your starting point, start to pedal through the legs. And we'll start, as we do, with a circulation booster. Now keep going with that and find your rhythm. Just going to check that my volume's up as high as it can be. There we go. And if you would like, start to pick up the knees just that little bit higher. Bringing a bit more hip movement in. Clearing a bit of space to lift the toes off the floor last. They're the last to lift, the first to land as we roll through the ball and then to the heel of your foot. In seated, we don't want the knees to lift all too high because that can throw us backwards or put a bit of extra workload into the hips. They can get tired quite quickly, and especially if you're sitting really tall, your hip flexors can be pulling as well as working, and they might get tired quickly. If they do, take it to a foot pedal or take it to a stop and just focus on either one arm at a time into arm swings or both arms together. Now in standing, both arms together, especially if you've got both legs on the go, might throw you a bit of a balance challenge. If you're not ready for that balance challenge, then, and it shouldn't be a challenge, we should just be circulation boosting, warming through, getting the body ready. So if we can remove the balance challenge by holding on to the support, then we'll get what we need out of this 2 or 3 minutes of circ boost. Shoulders are relaxed, trying to move fluidly through the shoulder area, elbows driving back. I think I'm on a bit of a uneven here, I'm going down and up. There we go. Take a pause there. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more warm. Your muscles and joints function much better when we've done a little bit of this warm-up process, leading us into a bit of sway arm movements, and then we'll move into our first stretch. So seated or standing, it's up to you. You can hold on to your support and just work one arm at a time, it's up to you. What we're going to be doing is taking up a bit of a decent stance, rounding the shoulders forwards and then lifting and pressing the backs of your hands away. to there. So we're going to roll forwards, cross the arms, sway, and then press back. Do that a few times. So you're really rounding the shoulders at this point. You're kind of turning your spine into a bit of a C shape as well. Now it's entirely up to you if you want to bring your head down as well, or whether you'd like to keep your eyes focused forwards. Press back and add a squeeze with your shoulder blades there. If the balance challenge is there for you and you want to remove it, come to a seated position. You can focus a bit more on the movement through the spine here. Rounding, warming through a little bit more as well. And now round, clasp your hands together there, sit up or stand up tall, round your shoulders, and let's just have the chin down towards the chest. We're opening and separating the shoulder blades apart there. And we're not higher than shoulder height with where our hands are in front of us. We may experience a bit of stretch and lengthening across the upper back shoulder area, and if your chin's tucked down the back of your neck as well. So let's relax out of that. We've been pressing back into a little bit of a chest lengthening position. We're going to hold that now, so you can clasp your hands behind your back as if you're waiting at attention, but with your feet apart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now with seated, you won't perhaps not got that much room behind you to clasp, so you can grasp the back side of the chair. Sit up tall, squeeze and tilt forwards if you like. Feel length in your middle bit. Feel your shoulders aren't hunching and crunching up towards your ears. They're down and away best you can there. And hold the stretch. For 12, 15, 20 seconds is a really good amount of time there. Relax, recover, and take a pause. So that's upper back and shoulders, bit for the back of the neck as well, and that all important posture improving chest stretch. Right, here in seated, we're going to have a look at back of thigh. Seated option is to place one leg out straight, loose ankle, hand onto the bent leg, and what we'll do is we'll just press ourselves forwards and float the arm, same leg in seated. Slowly coming forwards, sitting up tall, floating the arm down. The hands there to support your top half. In standing, we're going to work opposite arm to leg. So hold on to the wall or work surface and place that leg slightly forwards. Now we're going to sit the bottom back so that our back leg is straight, and we're going to float the arm down, up, standing tall, and then back down to here. Keep going. So sitting your bum back, the underneath leg bends, and the arm just works through. Now if you have something in front of you, then that could be a good option there, holding on in front as you have a look at this. Tease into the back of thigh stretch. Just notice perhaps as well what your back's doing. Hopefully you can see my back is straight, tilting forwards, but not rounding over and hunching over. So take that last one all the way up, hand to the shoulder, ease the elbow up, and we'll just hold it there. Now if you're in standing, you might want to just adjust your feet as you press your elbow up and the hand is around towards your back of neck or shoulder area. into the side tricep, back of arm stretch. Ease on out of that. Hopefully shoulders are feeling nice and warm through the sway motions that we're doing. Let's change sides. So turning around to the other side if you're standing to do this. Support on the one side. The leg that's going to be stretched is the one closest to your support and slightly forwards. We're going to use our free arm through the float. Stand tall, float down. Weight is on the back leg, the underneath leg. And if you remember in seated, we can use same arm, same leg. Pointing the toes away. Maybe as you go through each repetition of this, you can get that little bit further. Leaning further, reaching further. So take one more reach and we'll go up, over, towards the shoulder. Feel free to reinstate feet flat on the floor, lifting up, lengthening right through the trunk as well as the back of your arm and underneath. Wherever you are, keep holding and relax and recover. Now one more on each side. We're going to take a full arm stretch. So let's think about where we would like to be. We're going to pull a reach forwards again. So this time reaching forwards, reaching up, hand back to the shoulder if you like, or an extra stretch here and recover. Arrange yourself for the other leg. A good reach forward, seated or standing. All the way up, hand can be at the shoulder if you're not doing the full reach, or a real big extension reach here. And ease on out of it. Take a pause there. Right, so that's back of thigh, that's upper side, that's top half of your trunk done, and we've got our calf stretch to go. Here in seated, you will just be able to point your toes away and then pull the toes back. Point the toes away, pull the toes back. Do that about 3 or 4, 5 times if you like, before you hold with good posture. Hold it for about 20 seconds if you can. In standing, split stance, like we would hold our calf stretch, but we're just going to do a little bit of lifting and pressing. Feel free to bring an arm movement in there, a big arm movement, a little arm movement. Coming right up onto the toes at the back, pressing them down, easing our way in. You might want to lengthen your stride a little bit if that's loosening off already. And the last one, pressing through the bent knee. You might have your support directly in front of you. I've just got mine to the side. Leg on the back, the straight long leg with the heel pushing down, that's where you'll get the stretch. Round the Achilles, back of the ankle, and mainly in the bulk of that calf muscle. Both of the back of leg stretches, good for stride length, good for helping us bend down to get to lower places. Let's change sides. So I'm going to turn around this time actually to do my other leg. So standing or sitting tall, getting the ankle moving, that's what we're doing in both of these options. Press down with the heel, lengthen the stride if you feel you can. 3, 4, 5 of these. Here's my last one. Here's a press with the heel. You can see a diagonal line from heel to top of head to the crown. And in seated, we've rested into the stretch with the toes upwards. And us upwards as well, upright. The clouds are coming over now, movement snackers. It's a good job this is our last stretch. Ease on out of that then. and take a pause. We are all done. Get the old garden chair back. Right, everyone. We are done. That's your 4 p.m. Continue on into the evening if you feel like any of those stretches could be added in. Again, repeat them again. Sometimes 2 or 3 stretches can really give a little bit more of a benefit for flexibility, and it's those tight muscles that need it the most. Where are your tight muscles? Answers on a postcard for that. But I will leave you to your evening movement snackers. I might go and stop making courgette recipes now, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, tomorrow noon, and tomorrow tea time with a brand new sway routine, of course. Take care. Check you on the triple trios tomorrow, people.